University students in Tripoli appear nonchalant on the outside. Inside, they are creating a piece of history. This is Libya's first election of a national student body since elections were banned by Muammar Gaddafi in the 1970s. 10 out of the 14 universities took part in the voting. Students came from most parts of Libya, including Tripoli, Misrata, Gharian and Sabha. Benghazi University didn't take part because of its political affiliation with the rival government. Libya remains bitterly divided among opposition factions, militias and tribal rivalries. Student representatives believe they'll help bridge those divisions by bringing together universities from the south, east and west of Libya.
Based on the changes across Libya, God willing, we will force politicians to only think of the homeland and leave behind all their affiliations.
For decades, student leaders and opposition members were publicly executed, and crowds were assembled to cheer. Security officials were in charge of student unions.
The students insisted on establishing a students' union, while the regime rejected to give them this right. Thus, clashes began, and the regime severely retaliated against the students' movement. The regime strongly repressed the movement that led to killing and hanging outside the campuses.
It was that struggle between the Gaddafi regime and young students that transformed into protests, which, among other factors, led to the revolution which overthrew the military leader. Students want to re-establish that role of young leaders who emerge early on. Many feel representation and democracy will create responsible members of society who will one day become decision makers.
Electing a students' union across Libya will let the students, who form about 1/3 of Libya's population, have a say in the future political scene.
In a country plagued with fighting and lack of governance, the young generation reminds the world that hope remains one of their most powerful weapons. Osama Bin Javaid, Al Jazeera.